Alright guys, today we're making 358 Yeti brass from 308 Winchester brass. To do this, I'm using the brass cutting jig I bought from MadDogWeapons.com, as well as the cheap Harbor Freight mini chop saw. I'm making the cuts slightly below the point where the neck meets the shoulder. This puts the brass at a length of about 1.7 inches when it's cut. I could probably cut it a little bit shorter, but I want to make sure if the saw cuts at a slight angle, my brass won't be too short on one part of the mouth. Right now, I have my little Harbor Freight chop saw mounted on a piece of wood which is clamped to a little casting table I made a little bit ago. You can see that the jig has a hole where the cut necks fall through as I push through new brass inside the jig to be cut. The cut brass cases fall and collect into the shallow pan I placed at the end. After cutting the necks, I do a quick chamfer and deburr to clean it up a bit before running it through the resizing die. This helps keep my 358 Yeti sizing die a lot cleaner. Now it's time to lube up the brass before running it through the sizer. To do this, I'm going to use my classic way of using my gloved hands as a lube pad, and I'm going to be using this Hornady Unique Case Lube. I like doing it this way because I don't have to wait for lube to dry at all. I just take it, rub it a little bit, to form the brass, we're just going to be using my Hornady 358 Yeti die. And we're going to be using it in my Forster coax press. And there we go. After we have our brass all formed and sized, then it's time to trim it to the right length. You can see this one appears to have a slant cut on the mouth, so hopefully that will get all squared off when I trim. Now it's time to trim the brass. I'm just trimming the brass on my Hornady mini lathe type trimmer. A quick chamfer and deburr to clean up the mouth. We trim to 1.646 inches. And then we just wipe off the excess lube. This brass is done and now ready to load. As a side note, I wanted to give a quick shout out to the guys at MadDogWeapons.com and for all the work they do in making some really fun and unique wildcats. For those of you who are bored with your typical AR-15 calibers and you want something a little bit unique or different, go ahead and check out MadDogWeapons.com, and there's some forums, the store, the shop. Go ahead and check it all out. They've got some really cool stuff going on there.